welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how I made my show at 18 years old. Welcome. I hope that you get a lot of good insight. We'll break down some things that worked for me and talk about some things that I wish I knew before starting. If you don't know me, my name's B. I am a 19-year-old actress and writer. I love rom-coms and sitcoms and comedy and cute stuff, so yeah. I just wrapped up filming for my show called Theater Kids. It's a mockumentary style web series that follows a struggling theater department. So check that out too. It's coming out August 9th, so mark your calendars. Now, I will say too that I just turned 19, so I did all of this at 18 years old. And this is the first show that I've done. So I'm not the expert here, okay? But I'm just going to be telling you from my experience and what I went through and what I know. Yeah. For sure you'll get something out of this video because it's my perspective and you probably haven't heard that before. Anyway, like I said, I just finished up filming, but also I went to the School of New York Times Summer Academy, which is where I studied writing for television. So Theater Kids is a show that I wrote while in New York City at the New York Times program. The first thing I'm gonna say is have a clear pitch deck. If you don't know what a pitch deck is, you can look it up. It's basically like a PowerPoint or a presentation of your show wrapped up. And I can make a video on that too if you want, just more details about what is supposed to be in a pitch deck. But yeah, basically it's a compilation of things that you're looking for in your show. So it'll have all of the characters and kind of the vibes of the show as well. So that way you can send that out to everyone. That was really, really helpful for me because I could send everyone the whole vibe of the show just in that pitch deck. And everyone could understand the log line. Everyone could understand what we were going for, what the goal was. So that was really helpful. Make sure you have a clear idea on what you want for your show. The thing that a lot of people I think don't really understand, especially those of us who are college students who want to be filmmakers or in television or actors, something that we sometimes forget is that these things take time. Make sure that you give yourself enough time to be writing this. If you are writing this show and like you're the creator of it like I was, take time. It'll take time, okay? I legit started writing this when I was 15. We're still editing, doing all of that behind the scenes stuff. And I just turned 19. So it's been 4 years of my life, not every day. For 2025 so far, I think I've spent at least a half hour every day on this show, because I love it. Okay, if you're like, oh, I wrote this show 2 months ago and I can't even make it yet. Well, yeah, because you wrote it 2 months ago. That's okay. Give yourself time to write it. It needs time, because you need to know your characters really, really well, because you will have so many people asking you about this. I was the showrunner, I was the creator, I was the writer, I also acted in it. It was a lot. And that's usually the case when you're making your own TV show. When you're making your own web series, your own short film, whatever it is, that's gonna be the case. You're gonna have a lot of roles, but it's really fun because then you get experience doing so many things and you see so many sides of it, so definitely worth it, but yeah. So you have to know your characters so well if you are the creator, because so many people will be asking you questions constantly and you need to be able to answer them. There were times someone would ask me a question and I'd just be like, I don't know. I have no idea. Couldn't tell ya. But 90% of the time I was able to answer them just because I knew the characters so well, because I made them and I spent a lot of time making them. Even like last minute on set, right before you're filming a scene, they'll need to ask you a question like, wait, how do I say this line? And you'll know because you've spent so much time with these characters in your mind and writing down all of these details. The thing too to know is that nothing will go to waste. So you're never gonna regret spending so much time writing this. I originally wrote this show, Theater Kids, as a full TV show series. Like right now it's like 8 episodes and that's all it's gonna be. But originally I wrote it for like 3 seasons, 10, 15 episodes a season, and like full 20, 25 minute episodes. And so I have a lot written down about all of these characters and all of these character arcs and who they are and like what they don't like. And we didn't use any of that. That doesn't mean it went to waste, because I was still able to understand the characters and tell other people, like the actors and the costume designers, and well, I guess that's kind of it, but I was able to tell other people what they needed to know because I knew them so well. So, spend time on it. It'll not go to waste. You're not going to regret it. It's worth it. And it is much easier when you love the show, too. When it's something you're passionate about, it's going to be easier. So that's another thing, too. When it's your show, you're probably going to have a reason behind why you're making it, right? There's probably a reason why you felt compelled to tell this story. When there's a reason behind it, when there's that passion behind it, it'll make it easier. Of course, you're going to be tired, you're going to be exhausted. There will probably be times when you want to give up, but you won't because you love it. A lot of other people want to help you on this, and that was something that was so hard for me to accept. I'm very independent, and I like that. I like working alone. I like doing things by myself. I like getting stuff done so fast and so easily. And I went into this project believing that nobody was going to love it as much as I did because I didn't want to set myself up for disappointment. So I was like, oh, okay, what if people don't show up? What if people don't come through? What if people don't actually want to do this? What if they give up last minute? And that did happen, but a majority of the people involved really, really wanted to take part in this. And that's because I had so much passion for it. And I did not understand that for a long time. I felt like I was burdening people by having this show. I felt like I myself, this show was a burden to other people. I felt so sorry for the people at the location. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry that we're here. Oh, I'm so sorry to trouble you. And they were excited. Anytime we showed up, they were so happy to see us. We were all really passionate about this project. So my whole cast and my whole crew was really excited and had a lot of heart and passion in this project. We had a lot of fun and it was great. So other people want to follow your passion. That joy kind of overflows. And they want to be a part of that. So let people help you, okay? That leads me to my next point. When you're making your own show or your own film or whatever it is, you can tell people about it, especially when you need to have a cast and a crew, because usually people want to take part in this. And I'm really lucky because I'm a theater student, I'm studying theater, so I'm surrounded by actors and artists and people who know about this. But there were a surprising amount of people who came through and were like, oh, can I help? And really wanted to take part in this. So you gotta tell people, and it feels cringy and it feels weird, but you just have to tell people about your dreams and your goals. And yeah, the thing is, it makes it easier too when you know you're gonna do it. You gotta share it with people, you gotta tell people, you gotta share in any way possible. So post about it on social media, and it might feel cringe, and it might be cringe, but that's okay, because again, if this is something you love, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth the cringe, okay? It's gonna be worth feeling weird and uncomfortable. It's worth it, trust me. So post about it, tell your friends, tell your family. Be okay with sharing it with other people. I hung up posters at my school. I'm pretty sure most of them got taken down because we're not allowed to have posters up. But yeah, you got this. Go and tell people, okay? You got a great story. Tell people about it. It seems like you're being annoying, or it seems like you're repeating yourself, but you're not. Why? Because each time there will be a new audience. So I felt like I had told everybody in my life about this. I kept sharing it and I kept posting about it and doing stuff that I thought was cringe, and I was like, oh man, maybe this is annoying, maybe people are sick of this. But each time a new person would say oh really, you're making a show, that's so cool. And each time a new person would want to hear about it. So you're not annoying, just tell people about it. It's fine, it's great. So that's my advice for you. Now we can move on to how I did it. So, like I said, there were very unexpected collaborations with classmates and old friends and just random stuff. And it really helps that I'm in college. So I know a lot of people who are young, and it's summer too. We filmed in early June, so 4 people started their summer classes, but right after the semester ended. So people had a little bit of time and wanted something to do. Lucky for me, there are a lot of college students who really want opportunities, and they're okay with not getting paid. The classmates are the actors, and they did so well, and so it's really lucky because I know a lot of people. I have good connections, so don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to just ask your friends and ask your family. Be like, hey, do you want to do this with me? and they might say no. Now, for the filming location, this was stressing me out. I gotta be honest, this was a big stressor for me. But, okay, so my show, Theater Kids, obviously takes place in a theater, and I had no idea where I was gonna film it till like 2 months before. What? So I was stressing about it, okay? I was stressing so much, I was so nervous it wasn't gonna happen, but it did, okay? This was a true test of faith for me, okay? So I started emailing a bunch of theaters in Minnesota. I just looked up a list of theaters in Minnesota and like, hey, do you have any student discounts? And some of them were really expensive. I could not afford them. Finally, I reached out to a theater that I had performed at in high school and just said, like, I used to perform here. Do you have any student discounts? They're like, you know what? We love supporting people who used to perform here. Yes, we do. What? So it doesn't hurt to ask. Just ask people if they have student discounts. Ask people if they have discounts for filmmakers, for creatives, for artists, because a lot of places probably do. Look for places that enjoy cultivating these communities of artists, because there are a lot of places that really want to support artists, no matter the age, whether you're a student or not. There are a lot of places out there that really want to support artists in the community. So when you tell them, like, I'm an artist in this community, I'm creating this project, would you like to be a part of it? They might say no, but they also might say yes. It'll take you some digging to find the right place, but there are people who want to help you. You just gotta find them. I never understood when people would say, oh, there's a lot of luck involved in this industry. You need a lot of luck. I didn't really understand what people meant by that, but after making my show, after we just wrapped up filming, now I get it. Okay? This doesn't mean that you're either lucky or you're not. It just kind of means things fall into place, not how you expected. Now, I'm a planner, okay? I love planning, and I tried to organize everything. That kind of all just, it just didn't work. It didn't work, and it's not going to work. At the end of the day, you just have to hope that things are gonna fall into place. Yeah, I'd say assume that you are very lucky. Like, assume that things are gonna fall into place. Assume that you are so lucky that it's just all gonna work out for you. Because then you walk into certain situations with that attitude of no matter what, it's gonna work out. And so when you're asking people for things like the location or equipment or help for certain things or permission to use certain spaces, when you walk into those and you reach out to people with the attitude of it's gonna work, it probably is. No matter how much of a planner you are, no matter how well you had it planned out, it's not gonna work how you planned. It's gonna work out, just not gonna be how you planned, and that's okay. It might be better, it might just be different, but okay, again, like I said, very lucky. We got to use the cameras and the sound equipment for free, right? Crazy, it's crazy. Because I had the connections that I have through college and through being a theater major, I have a friend, Tommy, who's our technical director, and he knows all about these, tech stuff, obviously. He told me about a resource called CCX Media. Again, this is specifically for Minnesotans. What CCX Media does is they're basically a library of film equipment. It's crazy. We had these cameras for 2 weeks to film. These are professional cameras and sound equipment, and that is the biggest deal ever. So when I said spend time on this at the beginning of this video, yes, spend time in writing, but also make sure you make time for these things, like just doing research about what's in your community, because that's a big thing. I for sure do this, I'm sure other people do, but I think those of us who are in Gen Z, we kind of forget that community aspect of art and creation, and because there's a big emphasis now on like solo filmmaking and just doing things on your own, and that's great because you can get a lot done and you can make such beautiful things, but I do think that there's something to be said for community and this communal aspect of creation and creativity, because again, a lot of people want to help you on this. And when you have something, you have a project that you're passionate about and that's going to bring joy to other people, they want to be a part of it, and they want their communities to be a part of it. And everyone kind of benefits from this too. So maybe it's your library, maybe they have some things that you can check out. Maybe it's something like CCX Media that can give you film equipment. Maybe it's a school, maybe it's wherever, maybe it's a park, maybe it's a church. There are so many places that can help you. So scheduling. We had 8 days to film 8 episodes, so an episode in a day. Now, the schedule was a struggle, for sure, just because there were over 50 people who I was communicating with on this. It was a lot, and yeah. Now, how I did that was I just asked everybody's schedule and I gave them a deadline and said, let me know your schedules for these 2 weeks by this day. And I started scheduling it scene by scene. I usually gave about a half hour to film each scene. That mostly worked, except there were a few scenes that only took 10 minutes, and then other scenes that took like a half hour or over a half hour, and I didn't account for time to set up cameras and to move. So I didn't add in time that it would take to move cameras from one side of the theater to the dressing room, or from the dressing room to the house of the theater. I didn't add that in. So after the first day, I went in and changed the schedule just a little bit to account for that time that we would need to move all of the cameras, move all of the equipment, move all of the actors, and get everybody ready. So that was something I learned the first day. That's something that I recommend. Don't just assume all scenes are going to take the same amount of time. That might be obvious. It wasn't for me. This is my first time. I didn't know. But that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, it worked pretty well. I'm surprised. I don't know how it worked, but it worked well. Scheduling all of this, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. Oh, the GoFundMe. Okay, so for fundraising, this was a really low budget project. So when it came to money, yeah. I think something that should be known about these short films and student projects is that you're not in it for money. You're not in it to make a lot of money. And you know that going into it, that's fine. This is a passion project. You're not gonna make millions off of it. It's okay. I started a GoFundMe and just shared it on Instagram, shared it on LinkedIn. A surprising amount of people donated after I shared it on LinkedIn. So I guess that's the key. That's the ticket right there. I think we made about $2,000. So that paid for the location and some of the costumes too. So that was really great. I did pay out of my own pocket for some of the costumes, but it was worth it because it's a passion project. So a lot of ways you can make money for your short film. I just did a GoFundMe because it was the easiest and the simplest, and we didn't need a huge budget for this, but that is definitely something that you need to look into. So be sure to look into how much rental spaces cost, how much location will cost. If you need to rent out camera equipment, be sure to look into how much that costs too. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a more detailed video on anything specific, please let me know. Or if you want details on how to build a pitch deck, I can show that to you as well, or show you mine and give examples. Yeah, be sure to follow on Instagram and subscribe for more details about behind the scenes stuff, and to see Theater Kids. Mark your calendars, August 9th. Okay, thank you for watching, and good luck with your short film or your show. You got this. Bye.